Welcome back, everybody. This is episode number 40 of the next generation of superstars. Very grateful to have our guest who plays tennis at Kansas University, Malkia Ngounoue. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome, absolutely. And you're originally from Washington D.C. What sparked your interest from growing up of just being able to find your passion for the sport of tennis?
Well, for me, I got started around the age of 5 with my father. But what sparked my passion for the game was playing matches, knowing that I was getting better each and every week. And obviously, like my inspirations growing up was the Venus and Serena Williams sisters. Some of the old favorites like Arthur Ashe, Althea Gibson, um, were the ones that really drove me to become at the best and as fierce as I could possibly be on the tennis court.
That's awesome. And then you mentioned some of those great idols. Going off of that, was there anyone in particular that was kind of like a great coach or mentor for you growing up that helped inspire and really instill that passion for the game?
Yes, well, one of my late coaches that passed a year ago, his name was Bob Pass, and he, from my age of 12, he really drove me to play loose, to be just mentally sound on the court. That is not just physical, but mental as well. Like, he really helped me to re-believe in myself, especially in my dark moments on the court, because it's very much independent out there. Like, it's not
Yep.
you're not with a team out there. Like, you have to be on your own. So he would make this phrase like loosey goosey, just to help me be loose and swing free and all that stuff. He was one of my main mentors and helped me be the tennis player I am today.
That's awesome, and I'm sorry to hear about him passing away. But to be able to have that long lasting mark that he left on you with your game and just how you kind of go about your way of playing the sport, I think that's going to be something you can pass down to the next generation and the kids that look up to you as a student athlete, and you'll be able to really hold on to that for a long time. Going into more of your family and friends and the fans, how has that been support from them? I know you said your father helped you learn the game when you were 5. How has been the rest of that support from family, friends, and fans?
My family and friends every day are very supportive. As I've been traveling alone for the start of my professional career, I would be posting up on Facebook, on my YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and they're very much sending out my GoFundMe's to help get people to support me more, liking and commenting and helping me out financially, spiritually, all the other stuff. My family's Cameroonian, so they're very much family based. So a lot of my family knew that me, my siblings were all playing tennis, and every other week they would come around. They would try to support us the best way they knew how, and because of that support, it helped me and my sister and my brother be where we are today.
Incredible. I love it. And I think that's just awesome to be able to have such a close bond, with your siblings and your parents and family, because that really helps to have such a good support system as you
For
really
sure.
navigate, through life and through the sport. What about being at just Kansas University, being a student athlete? I know you've been there for a few years now. How has it been having the fans and just, really the atmosphere been, being a student athlete on that campus?
Oh, the fans have been amazing. Like, they're very loyal. They come even when we're not doing as well. There's some periods, we all have those periods, but they still show their support, especially the older folks and the really, really younger folks. Um, like, they're really loud, and that helps us get us riled up. Especially me, I get really loud when I play. So even in my low moments on the court, like, just hearing that they came and hearing their support just keeps driving me to keep fighting till the end. And the whole support staff on the Kansas tennis team, even though I'm officially done, I finished this semester in the spring, the coaches were very much focused on the process, not the result driven, not like winning based. It was the process that they
Yep.
were very much focused on. And they instilled those to me ever since I was a freshman. And 5 years later, here I am, just continuing the process, preaching it to other people who would listen. And it has helped me a lot with my tennis career.
It's incredible. And has there been any? I know there's probably been a lot, but any key moment or highlight that you had in your career, and in your collegiate sports career that you will kind of look back and reflect on? That's been kind of just a huge moment or turning point for you in your career.
I know that it was pretty big. 2019, I was a freshman that played on the team that won the Big 12 championship. That um, helped us to be inducted now in August to the Hall of Fame for Kansas. which really did help with my confidence, especially in doubles, which is where I played the most during that year. But the turning point for me was my last year actually. All the pieces started coming together. I was as high as number 28 in the country. I was Big 12 like this year, Big 12 player of the week, and most like voted most improved senior. It was just a lot of awards to just that finally recognized all the hard work for the 5 years that I've been putting in, just process driven, on and off, especially mentally. And yeah, those highlights honestly made leaving Kansas even more kind of bittersweet, but added a little bit more sweetness to that.
Absolutely, and I think you kind of see that that's the rewards, right? You said all the awards that you got, the recognition, like that really helps you see the visual of all the hard work that you put in, and even off the court too. And to see that come to fruition is truly impactful. Going a little bit further into NIL, I know you've been a student athlete when this all got legitimized a couple years ago. How has this played, this whole era that we're in NIL? How has it played into you building your own personal brand, and how has that impacted you and taking charge of that?
It has definitely helped me just changed the way how I viewed myself and how I want other people to view me. Like I always knew myself for the most part. I'm outspoken, I'm bubbly, but NIL helped me really hone in my brand and use that to monetize my efforts, my performance on and off on the court, especially. NIL helped bring money that I could use now to travel professionally. But it also helped bring people like more fans that are not around the Lawrence area to support my dreams and what I'm about. Yeah, and I've always been. It's always been easy for me to establish myself. I'm not afraid of talking to people, even to be rejected. And the NIL honestly just opened a whole new set of doors for me that weren't possible before.
It's incredible, and to see that, it just shows that that's your story that you've seen, and be able to experience that firsthand. It's awesome to be able to take initiative and take action, get support from people in your community and fans, and really just use all that to your advantage because you can actually take control and ownership of your own brand now, which was a long time coming, but now
Yeah.
it's here. And you can use that to propel yourself, like you said, even after your career and everything that you do, after your collegiate career right now. Um, if there was one specific brand, even current right now, what would be your dream brand that you would want to partner up with for
Oh,
your name
Adidas.
like this?
Adidas is my dream brand. I have several. Chipotle is my dream brand, but Adidas is definitely up there. Like I've been wearing their stuff for 5 years, especially the shoes. The gear is so accessible and cute, and but also it it's fierce. It helps me feel like a boss on the court while I'm at it, and I travel with it. I go as far as to turn inside out my KU gear when I'm traveling playing professionally, so I can still wear it. And yeah, hopefully as I'm going up in the rankings and playing these tournaments, that I get the recognition and Adidas will see me.
I love it. And you're wearing the Adidas headband right now. So if Adidas
Oh
is
yeah,
listening in our audience, we hope that they're paying attention to get that that initial meeting with you, so you can get that sponsorship from them. That'd be awesome.
yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So going a little bit further into your community, growing up in DC, going to school and playing tennis at Kansas. Do you have any future plans, or have you done anything even as a student athlete to give back to your community, or even doing youth camps and different stuff like that?
Yeah, so actually, I've put in my GoFundMe that if there were specific boosters that did help out, that I would love to give back in return to the kids and having those clinics, and even having like speeches and talking to the kids about my experiences, my path beforehand, hopefully to motivate someone who's trying to go the same path as me to be motivated and inspired, but also to speak at schools, talk to kids. Like I do coach a little bit, and I do talk to kids at my tennis center. Just give them my free time and help them out whenever I can, in a little ways, trying to give back. Um, but for right now, I just try to use my platform as much as I can to inform others about mental health. Because outside of tennis, I talk about mental health a lot. Usually in my cow onesie. because that is part of my brand.
That's awesome.
And yeah, that's one of the ways I try to give back. Right, I would like more in the future to give back even more money, donations, even more of my time, hand on, like one on one, hand. I mean, what was it, hands on type of thing, and host clinics. Yeah.
Yep, that's incredible. That's awesome. And Malkia, kind of talking a little bit more about, you said mental health is a big topic that you talk about, and I think that's something that isn't as talked about enough, in the world of college sports right now. And I think talk a little bit about how you kind of just go about the way you nourish your mental health as well as your physical health. Just being, student athlete, it's a grind, right? You're doing more than you're asked for a lot of the time. There's after hours that you're putting in your sport. You have to balance your academics, your social life, and just taking time for yourself. What's been some key ways that you've really gone about practicing, mental health and taking care of yourself?
I really utilize the sports psychologist. Shout out to Scooter at KU. I really utilize a lot of the mental health resources because I did struggle quite a bit during my time there. That was off the court most of the time. And I knew that in order to get really far in the game, I needed to get my mental health on lock. So I would book, I would have KU help me book the therapy sessions. I would book the talks, and I had with helping me time management wise, I would have an academic advisor, accommodations to make sure like I have enough time on tests and all that stuff. But the struggle really is knowing that okay, like I it is as important for mental health wise to take care of myself and take a break as it is to play and practice a lot. Like it was that balance I still struggle with because I there is a lot of guilt because we don't talk about it often. We're always talking about the greats and how they will go above and beyond. But how often do those greats like end up alone, end up struggling mentally, not especially when they're out of the sports. And that I just think that should be talked about a lot, how far we should go to be great if in the end it's just we're all alone and destitute and nothing really to show for it at the end. So that really motivates me to really take care about my mental health, but as well also talk about it because there's some disorders that aren't talked about that I think quite a bit people in the sports probably have. And yeah, I just kind of want to be the voice of that.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And that's so huge that you are talking about this a lot and preaching this because mental health is so important. And a lot of people just overthink it, or they're not even overthink it, they just don't even recognize it. And I think
Yeah.
that's a big thing that we have to start talking more about is where to go. There's resources on campus. You can talk to your teammates, talk to family, friends, psychologists, whoever it is, therapists. People need to realize that it's okay to go and ask for help. And I think that's something that you experience and see that it actually has tremendous results, and it can even help you become a better tennis player, become a better person, just really be more well-rounded and more focused to go in and crush it every day in life. And I think that's awesome that you've been able to take initiative on that and do so. So a little bit more outside of tennis. What's kind of been, your other passions or hobbies or interests that you like to pursue when you do have, free time on your hands?
I love to paint my nails. I love to read, and I love to dance in my cow onesie.
That's
Like
awesome.
when it's cold enough, I dance around Lawrence in my cow onesie. Just it started as a freshman. It was finals week. I was done. I was feeling the music, and I was cold, so I was in my cow onesie, and I was just dancing on a rock up the hill. And a couple people saw that, took videos, sent it to my coach, and that's how I got recognized more on campus. And I just kind of took it and ran with it because the kids love it. Makes people
Yeah,
smile everywhere I go. So, and I feel hella comfortable doing it.
that's
Like,
awesome.
yeah. But I do like I just do a little bit of everything. If I had more time, I would pursue acting lessons and singing lessons because I want to get better at that. And I do love to act. I took only one class, but I love to do. I loved it.
That's awesome.
And I'm learning French and Spanish.
Love it. I love it. Well, you're gonna have to teach me a little bit French and Spanish as I got to learn some more languages. But that's awesome that you're taking the initiative to go and enjoy other stuff outside of tennis and your sport, and that's just incredible to be able to go and pursue other passions that you have, because I think that helps you with your mental health, like we were talking about, just taking it away from the game a little bit, taking that break and working on other stuff that you have as passions. Can always just be beneficial. What is your big vision right now in your career, just for the trajectory of where you're going with tennis? What's kind of your big vision, even after tennis, that you want to do? What's your big vision for your career?
Well, I would like to in the next couple of years. Well, I mean, a little bit closer to that, but get into the Grand Slams. My favorite Grand Slam ever to win was U.S. Open, singles and doubles, and that's always been my goal tennis wise. But outside of tennis, I my ultimate goal dream is to, I don't know exactly the way to go about it, so it might sound a little bit ridiculous, but to create some sort of place for kids. Like, I want to help like the parents that give away their kids at least reconnect back with them through, like, either with counseling, through helping them find a job, a place. Like, I would like to have an apartment complex bought out. Hopefully I get rich enough, just buy it out so that the families can stay there, and the kids, they're therapized and taken care for, while the parents get better, and then hopefully reconnect them and they can be on their way together. May not make a complete sense, but because at first I wanted to have, it was like an orphanage, but then I looked it
Right.
up more, and it's more beneficial for the kids to be reconnected with their parents, obviously if the parents are fit enough, and I
Right.
wanted to help with the process of it.
That's
So yeah,
awesome.
that's my plan. It still works in it, but that's my ultimate, like, plan.
I love it, and even using your audience and the, kind of just the brand that you've created, as leverage, where you can go and start that initiative. I think that's incredible. Just be able to give back, and do it in a way where it's helping kids that need to get more reconnected with their parents, or whatever that may look like. I think that's awesome to have that initiative and long term goal, because it gives you something to strive for, and it gives you a reason to give back and make that huge impact.
Yeah, but I definitely want to buy my mother a car.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, with your career on the rise right now, we hope that we can support you even at Burst, and everything that you're doing. Just being an athlete, and that's our vision in sports technology, is to really provide as many resources as we can, to athletes like yourself, and to make all your dreams and aspirations come true.
Thank you. And I love Spurs. I'm going to be posting a lot more now that I have some of the videos from just playing in California. And I can't wait to, see how the launch goes.
The launch is coming up, and your trading card is on the rise to come up and launch, and that's going to be in the next couple months, and it's going to be exciting to be able to have that initial launch where you can allow fans and friends and family and whoever to really invest in you and your dreams and passions, and to really take that in a whole level. That's all digitalized and allowing you to have that control and ownership. It's going to be incredible. And so we always wrap up every episode with this last question. What would be three pieces of advice that you would give, whether it's to your younger self or even to just the next generation of kids? What would be those three pieces of advice that you would give for them, as lessons or experiences?
One, rest is as important as training hard. Two, always always check up with yourself and as well as your friends. And three, I'm trying to think what was the last one. It had to do with you're gonna be okay. Like, it should take it day by day. You're gonna be okay. Because sometimes in the moment of it, focusing on the bigger aspect of things can be overwhelming. So it's easier to just focus on the day to day.
I love it. I love it. And just to recap everything you said rest is just as important as training hard. You said number two, always check up with yourself as well as your friends and family. And then you said number three, that you're always going to be okay, and to keep pushing forward, take things day by day, and really live, like you said, living in the present moment, and understanding that all you can control is your own actions. And I think that's incredible, and everything that you've said has given our audience huge insight. So thank you so much, Malkia Ngounoue, for being on our episode number 40. Please, everybody, follow her all over social media. Pay attention to her launch coming up in the next couple months, and we're looking forward to following you in your journey.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
All right, bye.